Hi guys, my name is Connor. I'm the program director for I9 Sports. I want to thank you guys for coming out today to our coaches meeting. Looking forward to a great spring season. We start in just a couple weeks here. We'll get going. So again, thank you all for coming out. We're going to get started.
We've been coming to I9 for a year now, and I like it because the practices are on the same day as the game. It's very organized, and you know what to expect time and time again, and season again.
Hi, my name is Brent. I coach iOS 10, which is basically 5, 6-year-olds, 7-year-olds youth soccer. I9 is awesome because we really enjoy it just as parents, watching the kids really focus on themselves and us not necessarily having such a competitive spirit, but being more focused on just the kids enjoying themselves and having a good time.
Today's sportsmanship value for our medals is going to be about being a good teammate. Does anyone have a really quick example of being a good teammate?
Like a sportsmanship.
That's a good basketball example. What about in real life? What about being a good teammate? How about when you help your parents clean the kitchen? You're on a team in your family, right? So coaches and I are going to be looking for really good teammates today. That means I should see a ton of passes. Ton of good passes, tons of talking on offense and defense. Hey, I got my man. I got your man. Go, drop the back. Very good, very good.
We've made a lot of great friends just through this community. We've got some lifelong friends now. We've got kids that are always wanting to be on the same team year after year, and I9 accommodates that. They allow us to be able to have the buddy system with the team so that we can choose what teams we want to be on the next year if we've played with other kids before, and it allows us to really create good relationships. I love I9. I'm going to be back next season. See ya.
1, 2, 3, hard work! Go, go!
Give a big group hug. Come here. Come here, guys. Come on. I'm not gonna cry, but y'all gonna make me cry. Come here. Come here. Loud as we can. I9 football on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. I9 football!
And, that's about Aaron. I'm obviously not Aaron. A bunch of you guys have met Aaron before. He's the developer, program director. He runs the show. My name is Connor. I'm his right-hand man, I guess, along with Will over here. We help make everything go around. I graduated from Grand Canyon last April, degree in sport management, so I have a good background. My background's in baseball. I'm good with sports. Love hanging out with the kids, like making them better in any way I possibly can, in whatever way to make the kids have fun out there. That's what I'm here for. So we started in August, or in July 2013 with one venue. I believe that was Esperanza. We acquired Goodyear last summer. Those are the ones I run. Goodyear and Albuquerque. Now we have 12 locations up here in Scottsdale, Paradise Valley, Cave Creek, Albuquerque, Goodyear, Tempe, and we're all over the place now. Looking to go into Levine, hopefully in the fall, coming up here pretty soon. So coach versus assistant coach, most of the time there's not a huge difference. A lot of people, when they see coach or head coach, they get kind of worried, they get cold feet, like, oh, I don't want to be the head coach, I don't want to run it. Don't worry, all of our volunteer coaches are parents just like you, just want to get out there, help out the kids. Don't have a lot of time commitments, and that's okay. We do have our staff instructors, Will here in the blue, Emily here in the blue. They help you guys. They run the practices, the drills, they do the sportsmanship value, they rep the games, and then you coaches are there, another extension of them. Really helping them out, just trying to get the kids and all the drills. Guys like Will and Robert as well over there. They'll explain it all to you, help you go through it once, and then if you're comfortable, you can kind of take the lead Head coaches, we do have some head coaches that rather do everything on their own. If that's you, awesome. You can go ahead and do your own drills, all that good stuff. If you're an assistant coach and a little hesitant, you can go to Will, Robert, me, Emily, people like that, and they can help you out with those things. So about the venue, this is Esperanza. We have 4 t-ball teams this spring. We have 6 soccer teams, 6 flag football teams. We do a cheer team. Schedule's going to range from 9 to about 11:45 Saturday mornings, plus or minus a couple minutes here and there. We don't play Easter at any of our sites, I believe. So Easter weekend, you guys have a nice day off. Hang out with your families, do your thing. Picture day is April 1st for Roadrunner as well. Ridgeline, you're taking your pictures at Esperanza. That'll be here in a second. So this is Roadrunner, 6 t-ball teams, 12 soccer teams, 4 flag football teams. Scheduled from 9 to 12:45. Blackout day again, Easter, and then picture day, you're on April 1st as well. And then Desert Heights, 4 football teams, 6 soccer teams, 6 basketball teams, 2 t-ball teams, and there is a cheer team at Desert Heights as well. I did not include that. Scheduled from 9 to 10:30, 12:30, 12:45. Blackout day is that Easter Sunday. No games or practices that day. And the picture date is that second week on the 2nd of April. So this is for Ridgeline, 4 basketball teams, 2 soccer teams. If any of you guys are here for Ridgeline or for Shiloh, here's your information. Schedule for Ridgeline is 1 to 4, 1 to 4:40, 4:45 p.m. on Saturdays. Blackout date's the 22nd. Picture date's the 1st. You're going to be at Esperanza as well as Shiloh. You will both be taking your pictures at Esperanza. We'll send out a separate email the Monday, Wednesday, and Friday before picture day for you guys, so you'll get all the information you need. So you're not going to be like, well, where is Esperanza? You'll know all that information. You'll know what to fill out. We're not gonna leave you in the dark. So no need to worry about that. Yeah, pictures are the same day as practices and games. Same deal. We'll let you know your times. The times will be adjusted. Absolutely, yes. Thank you. Good question. So I9 Sports about fun, safety, convenience, fun for the kids. They all get to play. We accommodate everybody requests that you guys can, as best as we possibly can, as well as coach requests. We know some of you guys have been coaching for a while. Say if kids want to play with you, we will absolutely welcome that. It's great for the kids. But 3 and 4-year-olds, we do have stamps. They get get a little crying. Some waterworks going. If they don't win a medal, we give them a little stamp so everyone's a little bit more calm and cool before nap time or lunch or whatever for you guys. Safety, parents sign a parental pledge saying they're not going to lash out against refs or sidestep any of our instructors or cause a scene. You all would have signed that as well as coaches. Strict concussion safety, if when in doubt, pull them out kind of thing. You see any kid acting kind of funny, he gets an accidental tackle on the flag football field, trips on the soccer field. You see anything that looks even a little sketchy, pull that kid offside, have them rest. If they're still feeling queasy, go up to the site manager, see maybe call 911, get the kid home, anything like that. It's all about safety for the kids. Convenience, Saturdays or Sundays only. You guys who are new, just 1 day a week, so we're not consuming your lives all week. Just a 1 day commitment in the mornings for an hour 15 minutes. No traveling between venues in most cases. Esperanza and Roadrunner, we are doing traveling flag football, I believe, again, for those coaches who have been through that before. And if this sounds totally new to you, hopefully it doesn't sound, hopefully it's not new to you in a couple hours. So season overview, bi-weekly practice plan every other Tuesday. We'll send this to you guys for all the coaches. 2 weeks of sportsmanship values, 2 weeks of practice plans, weeks 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. We'll have everything that we're going over as a site as far as your instructors go. That is what they will go over with you guys, so you know ahead of time what they're doing. You can share with your parents if you're one of those coaches that emails your parents every Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday before their games on Saturday. You can absolutely send this to them so they know as well what you guys are doing. Or if you're not going to be there for a day and you need a parent to fill in, you can share this with them as well, and they will know what we're doing so they're not totally in the dark as well. Newsletter is every Wednesday. That goes to everyone. That includes pictures, any information from the previous week, any information for the next week after that. We upload all of our pictures to our private SmugMug account, so you guys can take those, download those. We don't charge for that. It's just a courtesy we do for you. So you can download those, share them on Facebook, whichever you want to share them with family members. And from there you can download them, take them to Target or whatever you want to do, get them developed. That goes out every Wednesday to all of our sites. There'll be venue specific, so you're not going to get everyone's stuff. You'll just get the stuff that goes to your site. So it's the season overview, week 1. It's Jamboree Day. Coaches will actually arrive 30 minutes early. You will have a coach's bag with some information, some materials in there for you guys to look at. Jerseys, your coach shirt, name tag, things of that sort. On the ground, we'll have your team sign. It'll have your team number on it. You go to that, your bag will be there. The kids know where to go, so they'll come and find you, and you can distribute their stuff when they get there. It'll have your latest team roster. It'll have the name tags only for the first day. After that, if you want to memorize the kids' names, you can do that, or they can keep the name tags on their jerseys. Baseball players, we ask them to put them on the build cap, so as you're working with the kids, you can still kind of see them. But we like to keep the teams reasonably small, or just not small, but easier for you to kind of work with, so you're not having 14 3-year-old soccer kids running around. That would be a bit of a mess. So hopefully you can get your names on memorized pretty soon. Oh yeah, for coaches' bags, end of the day, turn in your coaches' bags. Let the site manager know your team name. At the end of the season, for those of you who are new, we do a banner break. We have kids run through the banner, play Eye of the Tiger, have a little smoke machine. We don't want to say Team SO1. That is not very exciting. We want to say the Fireballs or the Blastoises or the Charizards or whatever. They're a little bit more fun. The kids can have a little bit more creativity in there. So I'm going to show you your coaches' bags. They'll come in this guy right here. They'll have your name, your team name on it right there in the corner. You'll know your team name when we send you your rosters. You should have received your preliminary rosters last night is when I sent them out. If you did not get those, come find me at the end and I'll get those to you as soon as possible. So the jerseys will be in there. We're actually going silver and white for this season. We're changing colors. So those of you who are returning people, you don't get the same color. We changed, so it'll be a little bit different this time. Your coach shirt would be in there as well. If you are a returning coach, you should already have yours. If not, let us know. We will get you a shirt. But we only accommodate the new coaches. But if you are a returning coach and you don't have one, we can absolutely get you one. If you are a returning coach, please bring your name tag. Again, if you don't have one or you lost it or whatever happens, you moved, you got in the washer, we can make you a new one, no big deal. We'll have it on opening day so the kids know how to address you. And for you guys, you're all going to get your picture packets on opening day. You're taking pictures week 2, so you're going to have these picture packets in your coaches' bags. Hand those out to the parents, have them fill them out, so when you get there on week 2, you're not scrambling. Parents aren't running around trying to find out how to pay for their kids' pictures. They have them all right away.
And make sure you encourage the players to get their picture taken, even if they are not going to purchase pictures, because then you get a complete team picture versus just 2 kids that actually bought the pictures and things like that. So encourage them all to take the picture. It's quick, easy, and then they just digitally make them a big team.
So if you didn't hear Emily, our site manager, Esperanza, encourage all the kids to go and take the picture even if they're not purchasing them. I had a team in my Avondale location, 2 kids took the pictures, so their team photo looked like a buddy photo. It was a team of 8 kids, and there were 2 kids that took their pictures, so it does look kind of goofy. So please, thank you Emily, please encourage all the players and parents to take their pictures even if they are not going to purchase them. It does look a little bit better. Yes?
Just a quick question. So I've done T-ball before, but this year it looks like there's going to be more coaches and assistant coaches. So how are they handling like communication with the parents and like coordination of snacks and the whole 9 yards?
Yeah, good question. So there was a question about there's a lot of coaches for a certain team, so how to handle communication. If there's a head coach or a coach on the team, that person can take the initiative, or if there's a couple coaches, you can communicate with each other. As far as snacks goes, any parent can go on the schedule online, and on the right it'll say sign up for snacks. They can go in there, sign up for their snack for a certain day so they know that they're prepared for it. Coaches, you can see that as well. I believe if no one is signed up, you can email out and let them know. Perfect, thank you. So as far as coaches go, you guys can talk amongst yourselves, or you can all send out a joint kind of email of some sort. Just say, we'll coach your kids. Hopefully we'll have a great spring season, and then you can go about it that way for sure.
Thank you.
And if you're in flag football, you'll have your flag belts in your coach's bag as well. Black belts are for the mediums and large kids. White belts are for the extra small kids. If you're flag football, we will count them out for you. So on the rosters, you'll show their sizes. So when you get to opening day, the right amount should be in there. And these are our sportsmanship value medals. And 1 or 2 kids, maybe 3, depending on the size of your team, will get one of these each week. The sportsmanship value will vary depending on the week: courage, positive attitude, being a good teammate, things of that sort. So these will be handed out each week. Again, if we do it for 6 weeks. So if you have 12 kids, 2 a week, or if you miss one week, you can do 3 the next week, however you want to do it. We will keep track for you, pending you send the kids to the site manager at the end of your game to take their picture. We have the sportsmanship sign. We can take the picture of the kids with the medals. Parents, you can also take pictures as well. If you send them up to us, we can keep track. But if you don't check in, or if you don't send the kids up, then we have no way to track it. And there's a lot of coaches, a lot of teams, a lot of kids. We can't always just go out and say, hey, who won the medal today, who won it last week, so we're not scrambling at the end of the year when you have 5 medals left, but 4 kids haven't gotten one. We're missing names, and we want to avoid that as much as possible. Also, the participation medal on the last day, week 7, everyone will get one of these. We'll have them counted out, so everyone will get one at the end. You can do a little ceremony at the end of the game, hand them out individually. Say, so-and-so did a great job, you had a great season, you won sportsmanship value, any kind of ceremony that you want to do. And then here are the stamps for the 3 and 4-year-olds. If you're doing t-ball or flag football or soccer, the instructors will have these stamps at the beginning of the day, so at the end, when coaches hand out the medals, you can send the kids to the instructor. They'll go ahead and stamp their hand, prevent any kind of major crying or mental breakdowns that will probably happen. So week 2, this is when the sportsmanship value lessons begin. We start week 2. First day is just an introduction. A lot of people are new. They want to get their feet wet, see what's going on. Week 2, we start the sportsmanship value. Coaches, we ask you to arrive 15 minutes early, just so you're the first one there. So if anyone has any questions, or if you want to get practice, your own kind of practice started early, a lot of the coaches will get kids on the tee or play catch with them, or toss the football around, get the soccer ball around, however you want to do it. Get there early. Please make sure you sign in the canopy each week. This is where you get your sportsmanship medal. We really, really, really need you guys to check in each week so we know that you're there. If we see that no one checked in, we just assume that there's no coach for this team, and that is not a good thing. So please check in each time. As you leave, you don't have to check out, but send your sportsmanship winner into the canopy, have them take their picture. We have a matrix, we can mark them down so we don't forget them. So before practice, the first 2 or 3 minutes, the instructor will go over the sportsmanship value, whether it's courage, respect, being a good buddy. Get them all in a circle, kind of go over it, make sure everyone understands. And then coaches, for the practice and the game, you'll be looking out for those kids that exemplified that sportsmanship value, and then you can award them rightfully at the end of the day. And at the end of the game, shake hands, line up. We do a parent tunnel at the very end of the season for all the kids, but a lot of the programs, they do a parent tunnel after every game just because the kids love it. You guys can do whatever you want at the end of the game, however you want to close it up. You can do snacks right away. You can do anything that your team wants to do. Reward time, keep track of winners. At the end of the day, you can do your chants, your parent tunnels, whatever you want to do to send the kids home. So this is picture day. Most of you guys, I think actually all of you guys are in the second week. So the picture packets will be in your coach's bags on opening day. Desert Heights is that Sunday, and Ridgeline and Shiloh are at Esperanza. We'll send out reminder emails. Portrait Effects takes our pictures. They do individual pictures, and then they do the CGI stuff, all the cool stuff, to make one big team picture. So not everyone has to be at the same time. So it makes it easier. Some kids, if your scheduled time is 8:15, some kids wake up late, some kids are early. We'll still get you all in the same picture. We'll have your team names so they can morph you all into one big picture at the end. It prevents any, eyes closed, picking noses, picking out wedgies, things like that. So the picture is 100% perfect every time. Our schedule will vary slightly on this day. If your game usually starts at 9 and your picture time is at 8 o'clock, we'll change your practice start time to, let's say, 8:30. We will notify you. You'll get the schedule on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday of the week prior, so you know exactly when to show up. You can communicate with your parents as much as possible. Say, hey, They really want all of us to be there. Please show up at this time. Don't be late because our game starts early. Please show up. Make sure you get a response from everyone. If you're not going to be there any day, especially picture day, let us know so we can get another coach in there, and then you guys can work out how to get your kids there. There are no makeups. You can go to other sites at later times. A couple of our programs have their picture day the week after, so if you know for sure you or another parent aren't going to be there on picture day, we can send out a updated schedule of all the other picture days and times and locations, and you can send them there as well. But again, on time enough, please make sure everyone goes to picture day because the two-person team photos does look kind of goofy, so please encourage all your kids to go. Talk to the parents, get them out there. Week 3 is our first normal week, I would say. It's a standard practice and game. You'll show up, do your practice, do your games, sports without you, head on home. Week 4 is Easter blackout. There are no practices or games. There's also when we send out our Listen 360 survey. They're sent out by corporate. It's a 2-question survey. It takes less than a minute. We just want to know how we're doing. Rate us on a scale 1 to 10. And would you recommend us to any family or friends? Anything less than a 9 is a negative review to us. We do take all feedback very seriously, and we do respond to all the feedback that we do get. So if you don't tell us there's something wrong, we can't fix it. We like that you guys, if you see something bad happen, let us know before this happens so we can get it fixed as soon as possible. We don't want to wait till week 4, 5, 6, 7 to find out that there was a problem week 1 when we could have solved it and there would have been no problems. Also, so it's not there, but the Monday morning rule, if you see something happen, you don't like it at the site, think about it the weekend, go home, get a massage, drink a beer, do whatever you need to do to kind of gather yourself, and then if Monday morning comes around and it's still bugging you, give us a call, send us an email, say, hey, I didn't like this and this happened. Or if it's not a big deal, just kind of let it go. And if it happens again, you can let us know as well, of course. So week 5, standard practice and game. Week 6 is Coach Appreciation Day. We ask that the parents recognize you guys, all the hard work you do. You definitely don't have to be there every Saturday morning for however long you're there. We realize it's, sometimes you want to sleep in, some days you're not feeling it, you don't want to deal with your own kids, why would you want to deal with 7 other kids? We get it. So we ask the parents to kind of do, handshake, cookies, gift certificates, we've seen it all. We don't have you guys do it, of course, but we encourage the parents to help you guys out on that front. We also send you guys a little treat for helping us out at that week 6 Coach Appreciation Day, just as a token of our appreciation for you guys. End of season Peter Piper, it's at 5:10. It'll be at this Peter Piper again. It's something we do at the end. We do it the Thursday, Saturday. There's birthday parties. There's all kinds of stuff going on. Thursday nights is usually pretty quiet, so that's why we have them on Thursday. Coach Packers will be handed out 2 weekends prior. They will look like this. They'll have MVP awards for all your players. Have them filled out, and then you can give them to your players either at the party or the Saturday before. And then there'll also be there's a deal in there. If you get all your parents together, I think it's $45 for 3 extra large pizzas, 12 drinks, and then there's also a token deal as well if you guys want to do that with your parents. We by no means expect you guys to pay for that. All the proceeds, we get a portion back for our scholarship fund to provide registrations for kids that otherwise won't be able to afford it or play. So if you want to get your parents together, have them split the bill with you. Just come out, have some fun, get some tokens, chat with your parents, however you want to celebrate the end of the year. If you guys are thinking about going, please communicate with your parents. A lot of the times we get parents showing up like, hey, where's my team? It's like, well, did your coach reserve a table? Oh, I don't know, we haven't heard from our coach all year. We want to avoid that. If you guys are going to do anything with your team, let them know, get together, you can reserve a table, do an ice cream eating contest, a go bowling contest. I think we do something where we throw it and see how far it'll go. Kids can get cool prizes. It's a lot of fun, so try and communicate with them and get them out as much as possible. And week 7, final practice and games, coaching players line for their teams. We will ask the parents to form a parent tunnel. We'll have the kids put the banner, have a smoke machine, eye of the tiger, run into the tunnel. They love it. They love it so much they just keep running around the tunnel, and kids trip and run into each other, and it can get kind of fun. So that's at the end of the week 7. We'll do that either before the practice or before the game and after that practice. It'll just depend on how many teams are at a certain location, how many kids you have, things like that. At the end of that, at the end of the game, you'll already have your participation medals, so you can either just hand them to them and say, hey, good job, or you can do your own little mini ceremony at the edge of the field. Bobby did a great job, here's his medal. Caitlin did a great job, here's her medal. And kind of go down the line, maybe say something good about the players. Give an opportunity for the parents to take a lot of pictures. We also have our site managers taking pictures all day. We'll try our best to get everyone. Sometimes we miss it, so encourage your parents to take as many as they want. I'm sure the kids will love to take all those pictures. Last day is the 13th of May. Is the last game of the season. That's Saturday. And then here's Will. He's going to go over coach expectations and rules for us.
Check. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? How we doing? Good. Oh my goodness. How we doing? Good. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. My name is Will. I'm a lead instructor for this I9 sports franchise. I do a lot of work with all the sports actually, with the practice plans, with how we kind of try to present ourselves with the instructors and everything, and kind of what our goal or focus is out there as the instructors and the coaches. We really should be working together as a unit. It really helps when we're all on the same page too. So a couple of things that we aim for is uniformity with just our program. So if you're one of the coaches, we appreciate it if you bring your shirt. It sounds simple, but a lot of times it'll get forgotten. It's only one shirt too, so it's easy to forget to wash it over the full week or something like that. And then you end up forgetting it or anything like that, but it's just a lot easier and it looks better in the pictures too, especially if we have everybody in our uniforms. I'm gonna wear mine every week, I swear to you. We just appreciate it if we all made that effort. If you can or would like to, ask your instructor if you need a whistle. That also helps too, especially if you're a soccer coach out here, or basketball too even. It helps to have more than one quote-unquote referee out there instead of just having me as the only eyes. I can't see the back far right corner of the field, and sometimes the ball travels faster, the play travels faster. We can get a more realistic experience if we can have more than one adult kind of monitoring the game. Also, let me add something really quick before I forget. For soccer, parents, coaches, try to maintain the field if you can. So if you're on the sideline or you have parents on the side, don't let them just sit there and watch the ball go between their legs or off the field, like keeping it, like tapping in or something like that. Make sure the game can keep going on. Also, if you're gonna miss as far as attendance goes, there's no penalty or anything like that. Again, it just helps us to have communication in between everybody, just so that the kids don't know what's going on, the instructor knows what's going on. And again, if we miss, we have to let you know so you can be prepared. We do give out the practice plans to everybody, so you'll have the same information I have, and the same resources to go through and try to run the practice if need be. Like if an instructor was absent, the coach would then be in charge of their own practice for just a 30-minute time, as well as the sportsmanship value. So just be familiar with it. Most likely it won't happen. It usually doesn't. We usually have everyone show up when they're supposed to. But just be familiar with it just in case you have to do it. Also with the medals, one thing that we have coaches forget is to pick them up. When you get there, the instructor may remember, they may grab it just because they're there first, but you should be stopping by the canopy every time you show up just to grab your medals and check fields or anything like that if you need to, assignments and things like that, or any questions. That's where you can kind of stop and gather your stuff right before you go to your field. Again, site managers or instructors are good to let know anytime you know. The sooner the better, just so we can make sure the kids have a smooth experience. Equal playing time is what we like to. We usually give you, if there's a 10-minute and a half, every 5 minutes or so. Just decide on something so it's the same, so the kids know what to expect, so they know when they're going in, so you guys know what to expect. It's really easy, and since there's such a short amount of time, it takes up tons of time to have to sit there and kind of figure it out through a timeout or something like that. Especially in basketball, the clock moves because we only have a 30-minute game, 45-minute game. The clock can move through timeout, through a lot of different things. Very rarely we stop the clock. So just have your subs ready. Whatever way you want to do it is up to you. Just make sure it works for your location and your team. All right, cool. Reach out to your parents. We want you to do that. I'm going to do it too. Instructors are going to be in charge of reaching out as well. And it's not like a huge thing as far as like information that you have to give out. Just speak and let them know that you're there. I'm the coach. I'm at the field. I'll be wearing a red shirt. Something simple. I think we even have a template or something like that if you need to use it. If you want to add your own little paragraph or a couple sentences just saying hello, that'd be cool. Also during the year, it helps to have as many other parent contacts as you can for things like the pizza party or picture day or even the tunnel. That's another thing that they should know beforehand. We try to warn them on field when you get there week 7, but it helps if they already know that they're going to have to make a parent tunnel right before the game and all the other things that they're going to come in, so that you don't have to run around and try to warn every single parent as they get there. You can just still focus on coaching with the kids. Snacks. Snacks too, that's another thing. Reach out early for those. And just like you're going to encourage them to go through and take the pictures, encourage all of the parents to sign up for at least 1 week of snacks if they can. Early, the first week, when you're introducing yourself as the coach, even if you want to do it in that email, say, hey, check out the snack schedule if you can. Go ahead and sign up now so everyone knows as early as possible who's bringing it. Again, because it's just weird if one team brings it, other team has nothing. I've seen kids share, which is really cool, but it doesn't have to come to that. We can all remember it, especially if there's more than a couple coaches. Somebody's got to communicate and make sure that the kids have that, if that's what you're waiting on. If I had to give a suggestion, I'd say bring real food. I like fruit and things like that. They usually get a bunch of sugar, but water, food, real food if you can, would be awesome. Same thing with the pizza party. Reach out early. For our rural highlights, starting with soccer again, that's the one I just mentioned. Make sure you kind of there we go. Make sure you're keeping the ball in play. That's one of the big things in soccer. The mob is going to travel with the ball. So as coaches in soccer, I got to continue to preach spacing. Actually, with all of the sports, spacing. Keep saying that to your kids all through the 7 weeks. Keep reminding them of how important it is to have their own space, how important it is to give someone else their own space, and so that they can start a pass to each other. Because really what happens is one kid that's aggressive kicks the ball, everyone runs after it. That's the whole game, literally the whole time. Maybe one goal gets scored, but usually it's in the far corner, or if it's outside, because I'm usually indoor for ridgeline soccer, it's in the far corner of the court or underneath the chair most of the time, or something like that. So encourage spacing to the kids. I'll try to do it as well during the classes to get them spaced out and try to keep them and make sure you're letting them know that we want them as far apart as we can, and pass it in all the sports. Get the kids to pass. They're going to be excited about scoring, and we're going to make sure they are too by cheering and everything for them. But if you can, try to jab them and let them know, just get another kid a shot and make sure they're looking for other people too. That's another thing we can kind of overemphasize to get them in there looking for each other. Rules are pretty much the same overall, depending on which sport, which grade level, but most the differences pretty much lie in the time tables for the games. Games are a little shorter for the little kids. They get tired faster. Also, we don't have any goalkeepers normally for the littles. It just really ends up in one kid standing literally in the net wearing it. So we just ended up saying everybody should be able to move around. Again, talk about spacing. If you really want to, I've made goalie boxes in the past with cones, like a little area in front where if the ball goes in, we just stop play and we reset it so that no bunch of the kids end up on top of the net kicking each other. Maybe somebody falls or anything gets hurt or something like that. But it'll be, again, up to your instructor and the group that you have, kind of how you want to structure it. But we don't have goalies for the younger ones. The juniors and senior groups, we will have a goalkeeper. If you can fit it in there comfortably, if it's going to shorten the field to like 3 kids on the field and 1 goalkeeper, just have everybody move and make like a goalie box or something like that to make sure that you get as many kids running as possible. Because again, it'll be a situation where 1 kid stands or 1 kid wants to be the goalie the whole time. Or maybe 1 kid doesn't ever want to be it. But get the kids to experience as many positions, no matter the sport, as possible, so that they can kind of get a feel for the whole game instead of just the one they like the best. Soccer is another one. And this is for all the sports, I'm going to say this on every single one, but for all of them we encourage that most 1 coach on the field. There's been more, depending on the situation, especially with the little kids. We get it if you got to be out there to kind of keep the kid on the field even sometimes, but we want to try to build independence in the athletes and the humans as early as possible. You're not going to be able to play the game with mom and dad all your life. And just this is another opportunity for us as parents to give that chance. Go ahead and go out there, have your fun, have your life happen to you. Come back and tell me about it. I'll watch from this perspective. You actually live it without me for a little bit, and it's a cool way to get them to do that. And it's also when we can do it, but we understand definitely if it has to be supplemented where a parent has to kind of get out there to make sure the kids involved. We can't think sports like soccer and T-ball is another one. T-ball, yeah. Tons of parents on the field for T-ball. That's going to happen. It happens every season. Even though I say that right now, it's going to happen because it's a confusing sport. That's the other thing. Depending on the rules of the sport, it might help to have them out there to help as well. But as the season goes on, after 7 weeks, try to get to about 6 or 7, week 6 or 7, where you got the kids confident enough to go out there and at least try to play some of the game by themselves. No penalty kicks for all the sports too, for soccer, and also I'll say this once: no tackling and hitting, over-aggressive stuff. It's obvious, but I'll just speak it out loud, man. Especially in football, flag football. There's no tackling at all. Literally, you don't have to touch anybody. You just grab the flag and the play should be dead. Talk to us if you see anything else and it's not being talked about or called on your fields, or if you think something can be improved upon. Like Connor said, don't wait until the surveys go out and write angry emails at us over the weekend. It doesn't help us to read those because their instructors are going to get them. And it also doesn't help you because your program still goes the same way if you wait to report a problem or to speak on it, man. Over communicate. Let's fix it together, and that way it can be done. Something can be done about it in the season. We may not notice it. We may have noticed it and already trying to fix it. Either way, let's just all be on the same page and communicate like adults. Is it right or that? Cool. There we go. T-ball. Just like we said, tons of parents are going to be on the field. It's all good. Make sure the kids are having fun. Really coach the bases. A lot of them will really not know where first, second, any of the bases are. Also, with the playing time, try to put them in the actual positions. A lot of coaches will just sit the kids, 60 kids in the infield, and sit them in. If you got a bunch of kids, you can still give them outfield positions and start trying to teach about cutoffs. It's really simple. Same thing with passing the ball, just like any other sport. If the ball gets hit way in the field, not every kid doesn't need to run out there. We got our positions for it. It's just another way to teach spacing, or as much as we can, we want to teach as many of the realistic aspects of the sport, even if it's a non-competitive, like Navy or Pee Wee situation. We want to make sure they can get as much of the game, the real game, as possible, learn. We don't keep any runs or stats or outs or anything like that for our littles. And it's in T-ball specifically, but as an instructor, I avoid it in a lot of the little sports for the younger ones because it distracts from the game a lot of times. The coaching, they can get over fixated on the number and whether or not they've scored today, and that becomes their entire experience. Or every week, that's the experience kids are talking about the score. So watch that in your teams as you're coaching. Try to encourage them to pay attention to how they're playing as opposed to what the score is. If it becomes an issue where you got one team feeling bad, or just to talk about the sport again, because at the end of the day, in a non-competitive situation, that's the only part of this that doesn't matter. Or the part that matters the least, probably, is the part where we're talking about who's winning or losing. And it sounds cliche, but again, in a non-competitive situation, this is one time where it's right on the money. Like, we really don't have to worry about that. We can really overemphasize the how we're teaching the sport. Coach pitch is really the same thing. We don't keep outs or anything like that. Either baseball, though we go through the whole rotation of batters before we switch it out. So every batter gets to turn the bat, and then we go switch sides. Everybody gets to play. So in that time, if you got last batter grand slam. So yeah, everybody gets to bat through. Last one will hit a grand slam. Every base runner gets to go in after that. So hold your runners to one base for T-ball or coach pitch. That way everybody gets to bat. During that time, as they're rotating through batters, you can also rotate to your defenders. Give them chances again to play every single position so that you don't got one kid on first base the whole time getting the ball whipped at him and he doesn't know how to catch. Give another kid a chance to get the ball whipped at him when they don't know how to catch. Everybody can kind of get the experience of how to play all of them. And again, see what you kind of like or what you don't. Maybe they know, maybe they don't. But we get to kind of give that opportunity to them. Big deal for coach pitches, the number of pitches that you give to your kids. Please limit it to 3 to 5 at the most. Depending on the size of your group. If you got a small group of older kids, I can understand. But if you got a large one, you got to get through the batters. And again, with these game times, since we have the practice and the game on the same day, it's always going to be kind of a crunch to make sure, even for baseball, it's tough to get two rotations. It's tough to get every kid batting 2 times in one game because of usually the number of kids we have in there. So give them 3 to 5 pitches, give them the tee, let them move on with the game so the next kid can get the opportunity. Again, if you have a smaller number, that works out well. But if you got a bunch of kids, just give them that chance to get out of there and other kids can play. Basketball. Biggest deal in basketball is going to be movement violations. Do not let the kids run around on the court with the basketball like it's football. Avoid that. You'll hear me say it a ton. I scream it. Dribble the ball, dribble the ball, dribble the ball. By the end of the week, no matter what level I'm at, Pee Wee or junior or senior, I start blowing the whistle and taking the ball away if it's become a thing all the way. I'm more lenient with the little ones, and as we get older, I'm less and less lenient. And I encourage coaches and instructors to be the same way. Talk to them about the rules of the game. Just like every other sport, we try to teach as much realism as possible. I can understand, especially with the younger ones, as we start, there be issues, but that doesn't mean we can't talk about it. You'll see me stop games. The instructors also have that license too to stop games just for a moment to reaffirm or teach those key points. You gotta dribble if you're gonna move with the basketball. It's a rule. There's anywhere you can play that's not gonna be happening. And we set them up for failure if we don't do it right now or warn them right now. And that's pretty much the biggest thing. That half-court defense, we don't allow defense, full pressing or anything like that. Okay, because most of the time it's non-competitive, and no matter what sport you're in, 90% of the kids you have are beginners in this program you have. So you're not going to get a bunch of kids with tons and tons of experience. That should be a relief as a coach, because you don't have to program like the NFL Combine. You don't have to worry about that. You're going to literally be teaching the most basic stuff in the sport to the kid for your sport. So traveling, double dribbling, please try to curve against it as much as possible in all the sports. Again, encourage spacing, which also leads into passing. They can't pass if they're going to be on top of each other in any sport. So soccer, football, basketball, even cheer, they can't even do their routine correctly if they're not spaced out right. So just encourage spacing in any sport that you're in and make sure they understand it. We shoot foul shots with the juniors and seniors because again, it adds realism to the game. We do count all of those points as well too. For the juniors, we depending on your location, we generally keep score. Again, if it becomes a problem, we got the license to just shut it down and then start just teaching the game as a scrimmage or whatever we want to call it. Especially if you don't have more than 2 teams. It's not even a division situation. Flag football, what do we have? Pockets have to be taped down. You'll have tape at all of your site manager canopies, so they'll have that. Mouth guards also need to be worn for basketball and flag football. We look out a lot for blocking. That's one thing. Blocking and what's the other one? Blocking we get a lot of, and flag guarding. There it is. That's the other one. Flag guarding. Anything that stops a defender from getting to the flag is going to be considered flag guarding. So if Connor catches the ball and he's running full speed up the field, he's about to score, and I'm just so happy for him that I'm running next to him cheering the whole time, but someone's behind him reaching for the flag, and in my happiness, it's flag guard. We got to call a foul. So let the kids score, and then you guys that celebrate in the end zone. Celebrations too, we're good with everyone being happy. Make sure it's not something degrading, inappropriate, or demeaning to another teammate or anybody like that. It's got to be something positive. So be happy, be energetic, be positive overall, no matter what the case is. Our quarterbacks are allowed to do our counts, so defenses shouldn't be moving until the ball literally comes off the ground and is moved. Referees should be looking out for that as well. You'll have a blitz marker anywhere from 7 to 10 yards from where the ball is spotted to determine where a blitzer would have to be to start. Anybody in front of that marker is not allowed to blitz. There is no offensive line guarding either, so as a defender or an offensive player, once the ball is high, I need to be a receiver or I need to stand still like a wall. I can't move. I can't shade or move in front to stop a guy from getting to the quarterback if they're going to be blitzing. I just have to stand there as a kind of pillar. Pass interference, things like that, those are always up to the ref. So just remind your kids to go for the ball, also play the ball when they're in it. Try not to ever play the kid's body or push anybody in the air trying to go for a ball. Tie-ups will be awarded to the offense no matter what, so don't even worry about that. We've already solved it. Anytime there's a double possession, don't tell that to your kids because they'll go out and try to create it. But just so you know as a coach, tie-ups all go to the offensive player. Any more points? I think we're good. I'm going to try to football. Okay, I think we're good. And we'll have a coin toss in the beginning. Coins will be at the canopies. If your instructor doesn't have one, just ask for it at the site manager canopy. There's a play clock. This is kind of another one with an asterisk next to it because depending on your level, also kids, it may take a little time to get them set up, especially with the younger ones. So try to keep in your head, again, in mind that we only have that short time for the game. Try to spend too much time in the huddle with the kids. Give them some simple stuff. That's what you're working on in your practice, hopefully. Some simple stuff that they can do during the game that you can set up quick and make it the same, hopefully. Don't give them 50 sets. 1 or 2 different plays, maybe 1 run play, 1 pass play, and you can change their routes a little bit. Make it a base formation or something so that they know how to quickly get in order and in line so that the game can move and they can get as many reps. That's really all it's about for any of the sports too. Just getting the kids repetitions and trying to get them as many opportunities to play the sport as we humanly can, man. Not just scheming up the defense or anything like that. Take your time to strategize if you can and to teach, but kind of keep like a 45-second minute play clock in your head for for your football huddles and your basketball ones too. Try not to spend too much time in halftime or in timeout or anything like that. You get 2 timeouts as a coach, usually in any other sports, but just try to overuse them or overspend any much time. Last but not least, coaches on the field. If you're going to be on the coach for defense, for the football players, we ask you to be 20 yards back, but just don't affect the play. Any of the coaches, if you're on the field, try not to affect the play of the game. Move out of the way of the ball. Parents, if you're on the sideline though, try to keep balls in play if it's soccer or something like that, or corral it. Other than that, make sure you're trying not to be part of the game. If the ball hits you, oh well. Other than that, try to avoid it. Thank you guys very much for being a part of the program. It really couldn't be possible without people volunteering their time. We do a lot as an occupation, man, but you guys really give us a lot of love, a lot of energy that we have. We couldn't do it without you. Thank you very much for that, man.